Hi, you guys. It's Suzy from EmptyNestBlessed.com, and I am here in Dallas at B-Lashed Beauty and Bridal Bar with my friend and owner, Bebe Tran. She is one of Dallas's foremost makeup artists, and I thought it would be fun to ask her to help me with a professional makeup lesson. So this morning, I did my makeup just normal, like it's any other day, and I'm about to take it all off. And then using my makeup, she's gonna walk me through my makeup application and give me a lesson. And I'm gonna share it all with you. I've taken all my makeup off and I have a cleansed face, and then I've done skincare as well. I used a face serum, an eye serum, and a facial moisturizer and an eye cream. So now we're gonna get started. So Bebe, the first thing I always do when I start is sunscreen. And these are the sunscreens that I like. Is that okay? Start with sunscreen. So this is the primer I've been using lately. It is Laura Geller's Spackle Primer. Iconic, award winner. I love it. Okay, so Bebe, with the primer, I know you told me upward strokes, and I'm gonna use it everywhere. Is that correct? Do you want me, what about eyelids?
Okay, so what I do with primer is so that I don't have all of it concentrated here. I usually put it in my T area. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because those are the areas that you produce the most oil. Then what I do is circular motion. It's almost like giving yourself a light massage.
Okay.
And then around your eye area, you can still do it, but ring finger.
Ring finger, yes.
All the way up, going up, and then
eyelids too?
Close your eyelids, do a little gently sweeping out motion, and then it's almost like giving you,
a little massage.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. I have not been doing this.
Yes.
So I keep reading that dewy skin is kind of on its way out, and matte makeup is going to be the newest trend. So I brought some matte foundation that I've been using. We have worked on dewy skin with me before, so we're going to do matte.
Okay.
And so this is It Cosmetics CC Cream. It's oil-free matte, SPF 40. I like having the additional sunscreen.
Correct.
So I will say I think this is thick. And so I'm gonna dot it on. But first I wanna ask you a question. Do you recommend using concealer first or doing foundation first?
So it depends, okay? So if you are correcting, you wanna do it first. Okay. And then if you are only brightening, concealing after. So what it means is basically, for example, if you have like a little bit of dark circles or any areas that has a little bit more color, and you want to color correct it first.
Okay.
So whenever you put on your actual foundation or actual concealer too, then it doesn't look ashy or looks gray.
Okay.
Okay.
Or patchy.
Correct.
Yeah.
So anytime you color correct, it's always underneath, so that sometimes you might not even need a correcting concealer on, or not correcting, my apologies, but you might not need the extra concealer on top. So then when you put your foundation, you're done.
So do most women need correcting? Do I need color correcting?
What I do is most women, I would say around just a little bit around your eyes, depending if you start eye cream at an early age or not. For myself, I don't, just because I've really used skincare since it was in my 20s. And then as you age, your eyes do start,
got
little
some
dark circles, and you have sleepless nights with kids and stuff. But I would do just a little bit of color correcting, like for you, Suzy, I would do a little bit of the HD number 42.
Tell me how to apply it.
Okay, so I do like to use the triangle method. The triangle method, this is usually it blends into your makeup very flawlessly.
Okay.
And always look, okay, since this eye looks has a little bit more.
A little bit more.
See then everybody. This eye, you won't be doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
Nope. Perfect. Go down. Perfect. Yep. And now you could just take
I would have gone it farther out. So
but you see, you don't have anything further out. So now if you go further out, it's gonna look orange.
It is. Okay, so I'm just gonna tap with that ring finger, right?
And we might be a little bit generous with the concealer. It could be a little less.
Just to show, okay.
Yes, just to show. Okay. And then remember, pat, pat.
Pat, pat.
Always pat. When you swipe, you're blending.
Okay.
When you're patting, you're getting it infused into your skin.
Okay.
So it doesn't move to this outer. You're trying to keep into the affected area.
So this is the concealer, and I'm ready to apply it. So tell me how to do that.
So you're gonna apply just like a triangle, and then pat, and then blend.
Okay, so
Triangle.
just like we did,
Correct.
and then pat,
pat first. No, pat inner,
Pat, right where it
and
is.
left over, you
Okay.
go out.
And then out. So I'm
and
still
then
patting.
Bring it upwards
Okay.
to give your eye a natural eyelid.
Oh, I want
Yeah,
that.
perfect.
Okay, so my color correcting is done. The dark area is under my eye. And so what is next?
Now you can put on your foundation, BB cream,
So I'm gonna dot, I guess, the foundation just
to make
so-
it even application.
to make even application. Okay.
A little bit on your neck too.
On my neck
Yes,
too.
yes.
Okay, so I'm tapping it in, and then what do I do next?
So if you want more coverage, then tap it. But if you don't and you want blending, circular motion.
Okay.
Remember, ring finger around the eye, pat, pat, pat,
Okay.
and then the same
Word
as
motion.
Correct.
Okay,
correct.
so I'm gonna use my eyelid primer.
Yes, but you can also use the concealer you are using to prime your eyelids as well.
So I could have used the under eye concealer to prime my eyelids. I don't necessarily need another product.
Not necessarily.
Ooh, good news. So before I start my eyeshadow, I have all these makeup brushes that I use when I do my makeup, and I want to ask you how often I should be washing them.
If you're using makeup on a clean face, then probably weekly.
Weekly.
But there are cleansers that you can do a daily swipe.
Okay.
Yes.
Helpful. I'm not doing it that often, but I will reform. Okay, so my foundation, my concealer, all that is done. And what I usually do next is my eyes. So I've been using Laura Geller's Baked Full Face Basics. I like these eyeshadows that she offers. So I'm gonna do those first. So she's got one for the full lid, one for highlighter, and one for a contour. So I'm gonna get started. Any tips? This is the color that I use all over my eye. Tell me how far up I should go. Where should I
Just
stop?
I would say keep about like 3-4 millimeters space from your arch of your eyebrows.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. And I'm swiping outward gently. So you just told me something I did wrong, and I love your tip, so I definitely want you to say it. So what I did was use the middle color and do it all over my eye, but your tip was much better. Tell me what you just said. Repeat that.
Always use lightest to darkest so that you can only have to use one brush. So highlighter first, transition, which is the middle color, and then crease color is the darkest color.
So I did the highlighter, and now I'm gonna do the crease color. I'm not worrying about blending it, right? I'm just doing the application.
Correct. And the best way to do is always bottom up. Most color is always at the bottom, and then it naturally transition and blend by itself.
So when I'm blending, I'm gonna blend bottom up. Okay, so I'm about to do the crease color. I've always been confused about how far I'm supposed to go. Do I go outward in? Do I go in,
Outward
out?
in.
And
Bottom
so,
up, outward in.
okay, so I'm just looking for the crease,
That's it.
and I'm gonna kinda
mid-eye,
tap
you
it.
stop.
mid-eye, oh, stop mid-eye, so don't
Correct.
go all the way in.
So that you don't close your eyes up when you go in too much, then it closes your eyes up.
Oh, I don't want that. So I can get a different brush, right?
Correct.
Okay, or could I use my finger?
Yes, you can use your
Okay.
finger, and all you have to do is ring finger
Okay,
right where you need to blend. Pat, 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 pat.
pat, okay, yeah.
Correct.
I would be swiping, but you're telling me pat, that's good. And then if I'm going to use the brush, I'm just thinking, I'm
Yeah.
just sort of blending.
Correct.
Oh, good, I
With
did
no color.
something right.
You don't
Okay.
need color, just
No color.
clean brush.
Okay, next we're gonna do eyeliner. That's what I would typically do next. Eyeliner, I find extremely stressful. I think 'cause you have to draw it on, and I don't know, I just find it stressful. So in the past, you have encouraged me to use an amethyst color because you felt like it made my brown eyes pop.
Yes.
And I also have black as an option. I know some people, like if you have blue eyes, you can use blue. If you have green eyes, green. And some people like match it to their clothes. I don't know. What are your thoughts about eyeliner colors? Just real quick.
I think you can be fun with it, but if you want it a little more natural, then always try to, you can match your eye color just to give a little enhancement. But if you want something more like an out, like night or a more pop, then black is great.
And black is great. Okay, then the other thing I've been doing is using a light kind of rose gold underneath my eyes to open up and widen my eyes. What do you think about that?
Yes, you can do a little bit under your eye, but also in the corner, just to create lightness, and then it makes your eyes more open.
Okay, awesome. Got the liner. Now my pencil's not really sharp. Is that okay?
That's
First of all,
okay as long as it's not scratching your eyes.
Okay, yeah. And so I'm gonna start applying at the outer edge. And how far am I gonna go in? Give me a little instruction
You
here.
can go midpoint if you want your eyes to open more, and if you have a lot of lid space. But if you have a lot of lid space, you can always thin it out. When
I like a pencil rather than a pen because I feel like I can get a softer look. and I'm not a fan of the wing for women over
Mm-hmm.
50. I just like it to look a lot more natural. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I think it's just all personal preference, but yes, pencil does give you like a more smudged out, very soft look as opposed
Okay.
to like a felt tip liner.
Because I'm not a very good eyeliner applier, I like this eyeliner brush. And so I'm gonna just smooth it, and I know you told me always be gentle. I'm not
Yeah.
usually very gentle, but I'm working on it. Maybe I'm gonna try to be really gentle and
Correct.
just smudge that line
Soften it out.
and blend. Okay.
Beautiful.
Next, I'm gonna do the rose gold underneath. How far should I go in?
Midway.
Okay.
Midway.
And I don't think I'll need to blend that, but hopefully it'll open up. And then you said
Yeah,
also
just right
go
there.
right in the corner.
Correct. Where your little eyes. Yes, right there. That's it.
Okay,
And then-
blending.
Yep, correct.
So my eyeshadow's done, but I'm noticing that my concealer is already settling into a line under here. And I know if I ignore it and I put on my mascara, it's gonna get all smudgy down there. So tell me what you recommend. I'll show you what I do. We'll
I
see.
usually like to use just like a very light translucent powder.
Oh,
I pull out so that
Okay.
you have a flat surface, and
Okay.
then just lightly dab a light coat of translucent.
do you use a finger or do you use a brush for that?
I personally like a brush.
Okay, okay.
Personally.
I usually use blotting paper. So these are the kind that they make for acne, like for teenagers. And I cut them up into small squares. So I cut one into like 8 squares or something. And I use that just to gently dab right there. And so there's my makeup tip for the makeup artist.
Well, thank you.
So I'm going to do brows next, and there's a couple things that I usually use. This is a pencil. It has a spoolie on the end, and then this is a brow mascara. The reason I use both is because I do have some sparse areas, and the brow mascara kind of makes everything stand where I want it. What are your thoughts about this and tips?
I personally love both.
Okay.
Pencil for people with no hairs and you want to apply hairs or sparse area.
Okay,
and then,
sparse area.
Yes, anywhere, and always apply pencil first, and then the mascara, like the brow mascara, you always, it's after, and then it's good for placement and it softens out the look for you.
Okay. So I'm going to apply the brow mascara now. Is the trend, should I try to make my brows stand up or should I brush them sideways? What are your thoughts on that?
The trend now is fuller brow, so
Okay.
I do like it. I like it standing, but not overly done, not like foresty. You know, just enough.
Not like a forest. Yeah, okay, I get it. Okay.
Just fluff it up a little bit so it looks more natural. That you have nice full brows, and it makes you look younger when your brows are a little fuller.
I am for that. Okay, so I'm ready to do my face now, which for me, I typically do highlighter, blush, and bronzer down here just to give my cheekbones a little upward pop. And so which of those should I apply first?
Usually, I do like to apply bronzer first,
Okay.
and then blush, and then highlighter.
Okay, and why is that?
It's just the way it blends upward. It's
Okay.
prettier.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with my bronzer. Give me some instruction about how and where to put this.
Always mid-ear
Mid-ear.
to corner of mouth.
Ooh.
Nothing, so there's an imaginary line. Everything goes over. If it's under, it's gonna make your face look saggy.
Okay, so,
Everything up.
and then where do I stop?
Right there, mid cheek. Just like you only need the bronzer right there, and then always go upward.
Upward.
Correct, because if you go down, then you're missing that imaginary line that's right there.
Okay, how did I do?
Okay, turn forward a little low. It needs to be like right here. So it's okay. You can always kind of just fix it
So
a little
I applied it too low. So
Correct.
you're telling me do it higher.
bit, a little higher.
Okay, so the placement, I guess I find my cheekbone and then I go just right below, but tend higher.
Correct.
Okay, better? You showed
Better.
me that I applied it too low, so I put a little more foundation on. I'm gonna start again. You also told me my brush was too fat, that you like a smaller, thinner brush. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cheat a little bit and make mine a little bit flatter. And then,
And then for you, I want you to cheat and go up a little bit. Don't go mid. Go maybe the high right here. Right.
Okay.
Yes, and then bring it inward,
okay,
and then up. Yep.
okay,
Yep.
better?
Correct. Beautiful.
Okay.
And if you
All right, so again, with placement of this contour, tell me how to be more accurate, because I feel like I'm really doing that wrong.
yes, so you never want to be below the mid ear to the tip imaginary line, but the more you want lifted, the more angle your placement is going to be.
So it's more like a little facelift if
Correct.
I'm very angled in my placement, although I'm blending upwards.
Correct.
Okay, and if I go straight in, that's not gonna be what I want.
No, then you're
So
gonna have
I
more
want-
kind of like a flatter surface as
Okay.
opposed to a more contoured
Okay,
cheekbone.
great tip. So angle,
Mhm.
but upward.
Yes.
Got it.
Always.
Where else should I be applying contour besides those cheekbones?
You can do neckline, but if you look in the mirror, wherever
Okay.
you see that is protruding out, okay, don't just swipe it like this, but if you see right this little area, I call it turkey neck, frog neck, whatever you want to call it, you would want to place it right there, because what it does, when you contour it, it diminishes the look and it looks like it is non-existent in pictures.
So contour makes it kind of disappear.
Correct.
Ooh, that is much better.
See? And then you see right here, and then always make sure you're looking straight, because your
Yes.
neck, like this.
Yes.
I would do just right here, a little more right there, and that's it.
So I don't really have a double chin, so
No.
some people that do might need to go around, but
Correct.
so this would be a good thing. Everybody's face is shaped differently. I have a thin, kind of heart-shaped face, and so we're working on my
Correct.
face shape. But if you have a different shaped face, which you probably do, this would be a good reason to book a consultation over Zoom with Bebe, so she could help you know just the right place to put it. So one thing Bebe told me was after I used the contour here, because it was so white, that I needed to blend a little bit on the sides because I am so fair. And so I don't want to have a racing stripe down the center. So I'm blending on the sides. So I'm ready to apply my blush. So give me some tips. I typically would swipe it up, but I have a feeling you're going to tell me that's wrong.
I personally always like to go either where I want to see most is apples and then up, or I
Okay.
would place, if you want a softer look, out going in.
Okay,
If you're a
so
blush person, in to out. If you're not a blush person, out to
you know I'm a blush person.
Yeah, so that's why
So,
I said,
and I'm not going to swipe. You're wanting
Pat.
me to pat.
that way your your color stays on longer. If you're not
It's-
using like a setting spray or a primer.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's more packed in.
Correct.
Now I'm ending up with a line here, but I'm not going to worry about that,
Nope.
right? Because
That's
I'm going to
where-
fix that later.
That's where your highlighter comes in.
So one mistake I see a lot of women over 50 making, I want to know if you agree with this, is when we were young, we were told to smile and put our blush in the apple of our cheeks and then blend upward a little bit. But as you get older and your face sags a little bit, when you unsmile, it can end up too low. So how do I place it so it's at the right spot for me?
Usually I like to do unsmile first, place
Okay.
it where I want it, and then I smile and only detail where I feel like it's not hitting the right spot.
Okay. I'm ready to do the highlighter, and in this palette, Largeller offers two. This one has a sheen and this one doesn't, but it's just lighter. So how would I know which one is right for me?
So usually anytime you have sheen, if you have fine lines, do not use sheen. Use matte, or not a matte, but it's a softer just to
Okay.
brighten the area and blend. But
Okay.
if you don't have fine lines, then the sheen is okay.
All right, and I got my brush out that I typically do for highlighter, and you told me it was too big. This is the size and the fluffiness. So where am I gonna place this?
I like to place it right here, like about half of the eye, and just
Okay.
blending outward
Okay,
up to the temple.
okay, I think some people may start too close to the nose.
Yes, and
I
in
think
this case,
so I'm patting, not swiping, right?
Yes, so you can right now, what you do is you can pat slightly and
Okay.
then lightly swipe just a little bit to blend.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, and my line went away on my blush.
Yes,
So
it's
after
good.
I've done my cheekbones, where else do you recommend for women over 50 to use highlighter?
Since we're going for a matte look, we're not going to do the nose anymore, but I
Okay.
would do a little bit on the upper lip to give that perky look.
Ooh, upper lip.
Just a little bit right there. Perfect.
Okay, and so I know some women do it here, or some women I've heard, I think you've told me before, I can do a little bit up here for a little mini facelift
Correct.
too.
Correct.
So I'm gonna
Yes.
blend some up here, is that okay?
Yes, you can.
So this is another one of those situations where you might want to book a consultation with Bebe so she can tell you the best placement for you, because that is really important. All right, so next I'm going to do my lashes. This I love. It is a heated eyelash curler. And so I'm going to turn it on, and I will, once it's heated, I will use it after my mascara. All right, a few tips for mascara application that you've given me in the past. One really helpful one was to really fan out, which I just made a mistake, but fan out in the outer lashes, upper outer lashes.
Yes.
What are your other application tips?
I like to shimmy from the base up. That way it gives you that natural liner look as well. And yeah, shimmy base and
Okay.
then up.
All right, Bebe, what are your thoughts about doing underneath the eyes, the lashes on the bottom?
I would recommend for people who have smaller eyes because
Okay.
what it does, it kind of opens up your eyes more. But if
Okay.
you have very wide set eyes or big eyes, then I would skip on that.
So I always do it. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, another thing that really makes me nervous with a mascara is I tend to really focus on the outer lashes, which I understand widens my eye, but those inner lashes make me nervous because I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake. So give me your tips for doing inner lashes.
I usually turn the brush around the other way,
This
like
way?
you're holding, yes, that way, yes, and then you can do that, and then or like usually I know they sell smaller bottom lashes mascara too, and you can use
Oh,
that, but
that's
it's
true.
really the way you direct the brush itself.
Okay, so this is my eyelash curler. I've let it heat. It's very gentle heat, and I just put it at the base and kind of push up, and it just makes my eyelashes kind of stand at attention and kind of open up my eye.
Learning something new every day.
So I really like long wearing lipsticks because I like that they're long wearing, but especially in the winter, well, and in the summer too, they do tend to dry out my lips, even if I use the top coat. So what are your thoughts about these?
So I do love them, and what you can do to prevent that is just using a lip scrub at night and also a moisturize. Like you can do Aquaphor, whatever your personal preference is, and then it preps your lip for the morning to wear.
So really prep them the night before.
Correct.
Great tip. So since I haven't been using the long wearing lipstick as much because it's cold right now, I'm gonna do a lip liner and a lipstick that's hydrating. And so what are your tips for the lip liner? My colors are very close, just like they're supposed to be, color
that's
close to
great.
each other.
So for long wearing, you can always take the lip liner and fill it, kind of line the lip the way you want it,
Okay.
fill it in, and then apply the moisturizing lipstick on top for
Okay.
a longer wear.
So what about, you hear a lot that you should go above the lip line. What are your thoughts about that?
I usually just go on the outer rim, but I don't go way above, just to form a more of a natural look. A little bit at a time, that way you get a more even palette, right?
What I've realized is I've been applying my makeup too fast, period. I tend to do things too fast. And then what about on the bottom?
On the bottom, since your bottom is very full, I will go right at the line, just to be proportionate for your lips.
Okay, and then you're saying fill.
Fill, yes.
Got it. All right, so as I'm filling, any tips for me?
I would leave just a little lightness right there on this little section right,
Right
here
in
of
the
your lip.
center?
Yes, in the center. That way, it just gives you more of fullness.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I wiped a little off because I
Yeah, just a
had
little.
filled and it did kind of lift everything.
Correct. Just a little.
Perfect. All right, lipstick. Any tips?
Apply away. Midsection. Oh, I like to keep, if it's moisturized, I like to keep it in the center section and not going all the way so that it doesn't and if you have lines, it might crease into lines. So I like to apply in and kind of go, and then it kind of just spreads it out by itself. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess I'm done. Am I done?
Yes, you look great.
All right, what do you think?